Hello guys, this is Paris KCD and I'm going to start these Photoshop tutorials from the very basics to help you understand and guide you through the software and all the tools used to make it easier for you to easily design a graphic through it. My goal here is simplicity and minimalism to make it possible for anyone to learn this amazing software. Even if you have just started and you are already confused with its interface, it will be easily understandable. I must say that this software is extremely powerful. Like the sky is the only limit here. You can completely do anything what you could ever imagine. So right now we will be focusing on the basics. But stay with me folks. Soon enough we will be learning photo manipulation, matte paintings, text effects, and so much more. But in this video, we will learn the very core basics, the ones necessary to crack this software easily. We will be building the foundations to understand what this software can do. Okay, so first we will start with the interface. As you can see, this is the Photoshop window. As you can see here, we have the layers panel, the adjustments panel, the color panel and swatches. That is basically to store colors in it. We have all the tools here, like move tool, marquee tool. There are so many of them, and well, this is the interface. If you don't have a similar interface as I have, you can basically go to Window, Workspace, and click on Essentials. That is the default interface for the Photoshop. To have the layers panel here, the adjustments here, and you can guess what I mean. Now we will start by building a new document, by creating a new document. So how we will do that? We click on File, New. Another option, if you use the keyboard shortcuts much, you can use Ctrl N to create a new document. We have here, you can pretty much name your document. I'm going to name it tutorial for the sake of this tutorial. And you pretty much can assign your width and height sizes of your image according to your requirement. For example, if you want a portrait image, you can assign the width accordingly and the height accordingly. I usually keep it in pixels because it is easier to understand the size of the image, because computers usually have pixels on it. It doesn't have centimeters or inches. And for the resolution, I keep it in pixels per inch. And usually if you want to make this image printable, we keep it 300 resolution. It is necessary to print your document, but if you don't need to do that, we keep it 72. And then click on OK, and here your new document has been created. It is the canvas of your image, what you will be working on. As you can see in the layers panel, this box has been automatically created after I created the document. So what exactly is this? These are layers. You can add more and more layers above this document. Basically, it is the heart of Photoshop. Without it, Photoshop is impossible. And if you see closely, there is a lock icon on this layer. It happens that when you create a document, uh, the first layer will always be by default automatically locked. So if you have this layer locked, you cannot even move the document. You will have this error saying it to convert it to normal layer. So how we will be converting it to normal layer? So just double click on this layer. You will get the new layer dialog box. You can pretty much apply a new name for the layer. We are going to call it background, and it has been unlocked. And today we are starting with the move tool. Move tool is basically the most basic thing in Photoshop. It helps you to move the layers around. For example, you can pretty much move it like this or wherever you want. And notice it, I can move it only because I have unlocked the layer. If it would be locked, I couldn't be moving it. You would be seeing these checkers marks around the image. This basically means that this part of the image is basically transparent. It means that if you save it in PNG file format, it wouldn't show anything, just this white part of the image, and this will be transparent, completely transparent. Now, if you want to undo stuff, usually we use Ctrl Z command. The thing about Ctrl Z in Photoshop is that if you press it again, it goes back to the previous condition we had. So how would we actually undoing it? We press Ctrl Alt Z. If you press it again, you see I have locked the image, I have locked the layer because I have undo it. You can get all these options through here as well. Undo usually is Ctrl plus Z, but we have to use Ctrl Alt Z to actually undo our work. And I usually think that every designer should be familiar with it. And if you want to step forward, just tap Shift Ctrl Z or from Edit. You can pretty much do the same. Now let's say we want to create something on this canvas, like a square or rectangle or any shape you want. We go through here, get the rectangle tool. You can press U as well to get the rectangle tool. Now if you press it and hold it, you can see you can have more tools to according to your desire. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to use the rectangle tool. Let's see, I'm creating this by dragging it, and you can see a new layer is created. that pretty much is the shape you have created. It also gives you all the properties here. You can change the width, height of the through numbers manually. For example, now do 20 and 200 for the height. You can change its color. You can even apply, a stroke if you want. You can change the size of the stroke. You can also define how you want the stroke to be shown. And that's pretty much it. I want to show you the move tool in detail. We go to the move tool, or we tap on V, the letter V for violet, to activate the move tool. And you can see how you can move anything through the canvas through this tool. As I said, this tool is really powerful. It is basically the only thing that would help you design the graphic you want. Another special thing I would like to introduce to you is Control T. When you tap it from the keyboard, it basically activates the transform tool. The transform tool can be activated through the Control T, or you can go to show transform controls. If you change its position, you automatically go to the transform tool. You can resize it. If you want to rotate the shape, you have to go to the corner side until you see this cursor. You can pretty much rotate it the way you want. And if you don't like how it is being, you can tap on this button to cancel it. I usually don't keep this toggle on. I just go Control T to make it into transform tool. Now, a few important things you should notice: when you shift and drag any of the access points from here, it would help you in resizing much better. For example, I'm pressing the shift from the keyboard and from the mouse. If you press Control and go down, you can change its orientation. If you click on Alt Shift and drag it like this, you can transform the whole image without making it distorted. If you don't press the Shift Alt, this is what you get. If you want to be consistent, you just click Alt Shift and drag it like this. That's actually basic stuff. And when you are in Move tool, Shift also helps you moving it. For example, you don't want this shape to move horizontally, you want it to move vertically. You just press Shift and drag it. As you see, it doesn't go horizontally, only vertical. and the same goes for whatever axis you want to move it. It also works diagonally as well. So this is the move tool and the shape tool. Another special tool I would like to introduce you. As you see, I have created a new layer. You just click on this button, create new layer. A new layer will be created. Or you can also tap on Ctrl Shift and to create a new layer. Now, as you see, this layer is transparent. It means you have to add something to it to not make it transparent. So what we'll be doing, I have this gradient tool in mind. This basically allows you to create gradients in your canvas. For example, you go to the gradient editor. These are already pre-made presets you can choose from, or otherwise just go from here and you can change its color. And I'll be going for red, and I would like it to be white. Then that's it. I wanted the gradient to go from here to here. So we click and then drag it. You have created a gradient. Now, something special I want to introduce you is the adjustments layer. These all are adjustments layers. You have the brightness, contrast, levels, curves. I will be going through it in a future video in detail what every adjustment layer can do. For the sake of this tutorial, I would introduce you with the brightness and contrast. This dialog, when you click it, a new layer will be created. This layer is the adjustment layer. If you increase the brightness will be increased, contrast as well. These adjustment layers are basically, final touches that should be used in an image. And another thing Photoshop has that is really useful for your future projects if you are designing through it is the blending modes for the layers. You click on it, you would see there are plenty of them. Like if you click on darken, you can actually see the previous image, the previous shape that created. You can go through multiply, color by, there are so many. Basically, it's like it is used to blend a layer to the previous layer. It's powerful, really powerful. You can do pretty much anything with it. But that actually goes if you design stuff. So, for example, go to multiply, you can see the previous layer. You can change the opacity of any individual layer, even for this. And that's pretty much it. The basics of Photoshop. That's how it works. Gives you the power to add layers by layers and do anything with it. So thanks for watching. Please give a thumbs up if you like what you saw. If you didn't, you know what to do. And do not forget to subscribe to my channel and ring that notification bell. Thank you.